Thanks. Thanks a lot. Imagine my surprise when I woke up in January and found that I'd been nominated for president by the New York State Green Party. I figured I could leave my name in not as an opponent of other candidates, but to augment other candidacies and draw in people familiar with me and what I've stood for the past 2 decades into the party and the presidential election and local elections this fall. Because if Seattle last fall and April this year in Washington, D.C. isn't enough proof of just how wide the disaffection with our one-party state masquerading as a two-party state really is, I mean, how desperate is it when people are willing to elect a professional wrestler governor? I mean, more and more people are questioning whether it's more important to live in a marketplace instead of a community. And questioning whether competitiveness is more important than compassion and quality of life. Overall, I'm told that people ages 18 to 24 still vote less than any other age group in this country, but I don't think that's going to last very long, in large part thanks to us. More and more people of all ages are seeing corporations as an authority figure to rebel against instead of buying into every manufactured pop trend. I tell anybody pointing Generation X or slacker fingers at anybody, look at United Students Against Sweatshops. Students allied to reform corporations. Corporations are the critical mass issue now that Vietnam and civil rights and the environment and feminism were in the 60s and early 70s. Critical mass is forming, and not a moment too soon. We don't even have capitalism in these countries, except for the little people. We have feudalism now. New feudalism, the new corporate feudalist world order, and disenchantment with that is growing far beyond just Seattle or DC or campuses or the Green Party. It's much deeper than that. So let's call the big picture the green wedge, shall we? The green wedge. Why am I green? Why did I register green years ago? Because the Green Party seems like the best electoral arm of the green wedge. I'm down with both direct action and electoral action. We need both. If you don't sit down and be quiet, I'll never get through here. So I'll just say that I support the green key values. Both parties' platforms I am down with. So rather than use up the rest of my time to preach to the choir, I'd like to offer a few additions and food for thought to enhance these platforms, hopefully. Number one, people at large are really frightened when we call for limiting income or a maximum wage, which is one of my favorite parts of the platform. Bill Maher on Politically Incorrect even introduced me as crazy before he said my name, but at least I got maximum wage debated on national television. How do we sell, I hate to use that word, sell maximum wage to a public who's frightened of the big bad government giving more taxes on us? Payback. in the form of health care accessible to all, improved and free schools all the way up through the adult continuing education level, public works projects long overdue that are in the platform, etc. And to further reach youth especially, in addition to education reform, amnesty on all student loans. Let's call the drug war what it is: ethnic cleansing American style. Long term, our goal is not just decriminalization of hemp, but decriminalization of all common recreational drugs like they've done in some European countries, so the hardcore addicts get it on prescription so they don't have to rob people and pay the mob's high drug prices. Crime will go down. More education reform. A mandatory class at the early high school level on one of the most important things we're all supposed to learn, and it's not taught in school at all: parenting. Election of police officers by the districts they patrol. In addition to aid for small farmers and organic farmers, if the soil needs a rest, why not put up panels and be solar farmers and wind power farmers? Use NASA and our lovely military to go up in space and bring back every corroding nuclear satellite and bring it back to Earth and take it apart before it crashes and poisons us with radiation. And imagine my surprise when I found out there's not one but two Green parties right now, and they don't always seem to get along. One Green Party. One Green Party. This election is too important to let past personal disagreements and disagreements on minutiae imprison our future. We have momentum right now. Let's use it. And when we gain that momentum, we're going to get more and more finger wagging, especially from the Democrats saying we are spoilers. No, the real spoilers are people like Bill Clinton, Al Gore, Tipper Gore, Dianne Feinstein, Gray Davis, and others who've sold the Democratic Party's best principles down the river to corporations. So by all means, let's spoil some more. And don't hate the media, become the media. The wedge issue you can use to communicate to family, people at work, people at school who are just as upset as we are, but maybe falling for Rush Limbaugh or Pat Buchanan. Why can't I put food on the table? It's not the welfare cheat's fault, it's Wall Street's fault. So on that note, I came up with a little chant and rallying cry. Let's see what you think of this. Repeat after me. Can't put food on the table? Join the green wedge. Equal opportunity for all people. Join the green wedge. Human rights for all people. Join the green wedge. Save our planet and restore it now. Join the green wedge. Sick of paying taxes for war? Join the green wedge. No WTO. Join the green wedge. Health care and a home. Join the green wedge. Take back power and vote. Join the green wedge. If not us, who? Join the green wedge. If not now, when?
Join the green wedge.
Don't give up. Thanks.